morning. Good morning. I'm Life Pastor Kyle. I'm your host here today. And I hope you're ready for what we are about to encounter today in Winning Changes. This is the journey to a winning anyway life. And we're ready this morning. Let's go. Invite someone in, like, share, and tag someone. Let them know that we're on. So you're able to share this awesome occasion with someone that is around you. Hello, Andrea Thomas. How are you? Hope everything is well with you today. Tawanda Carr, Dolores Bell, good morning. Good morning, good morning. Come on in. I won't be long, but oh my God, I will be strong today. It's going to be amazing. Torrance Bell, how you doing? Mr. Tamla Ricks, I received your replies this morning. Thank you so very much. Hello, Carol Dulu. Good to see you. Canvas Book of Sap. Eric Trotman, good morning, sir. Is everyone hearing me very clearly? And is the music too loud? Minister Ricks, let me know. Music too loud. Tawanda Carr, is the music too loud? Let me know. Chris Blake, what's going on, man? Sarah Price, listen, thank all of y'all for praying for me. I feel much better. I'm not 100. I'm 99 and a half. But how's the music, Minister Ricks? Is it too loud? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Or can you hear the music? Hey, Ashley. Emery Shelvin, good morning, sir. Turn it down a little. Thank you. Okay, that's what I wanted to know. I want to make sure you can hear properly. It's going to be a good day, y'all. It already is a good day. Miss Tawanda Carr said the music is perfect. It's people that like music say, turn it up. People that don't like music say, Terrence Bell say it's perfect. He's driving in a truck, so if he can hear everything perfectly well, then I'm good with how he can hear it. I don't want to keep you long. I am learning to streamline everything I do. Good morning, Deja Young. And so it's been an amazing opportunity to do things a different way. Good morning, First Lady. She's up and well and ready to go this morning. I don't want to keep you long, but oh my God, I have so much to lay on you. I'm learning so much about me. Whenever I go through a challenge in life, I'm never going through just for me. I'm always going through for everybody who is attached to me. And so whenever I go through, I'm always looking to see who is it I can touch, who is it I can engage, who is it I can help in a different way that would be a blessing to somebody. Hello, Verche, Tatiana, I think it is. Good morning. And so this is what I do and I enjoy doing. I told some people for me to be a coach and was charging a real good, nice amount and making real good money, and then to just get people to listen and want to be able to grow is a problem for me, because then money is never the object. Helping people to win is. And you'll see this morning, we're going to go into it kind of deeply. Good morning, Brittany Blake. Listen, I'm ready to go. We'll get some other people in soon. But let's get into this. Today, I want to talk about winning changes. About winning changes. The reason why we have to talk about winning changes. Hello, Maria. I see you on here. Andrea Thomas. Maria's on a different platform. She's on YouTube, looks like. In my onset of this whole coaching thing, I laid out some principles, and the principles were that in learning how to manage your life, hey mantra, you would have to learn these three principles. Now, everyone has their own, but these are mine. You have to learn the principle of self-evaluation, and you have people to help you with that. Number one, that's evaluate. You have to evaluate your real life and see right where you are. Evaluate your problems. Evaluate your situations. Hello, Geraldine. Evaluate your circumstances. Hello, Naya. I know I started a couple minutes early, y'all. You have to evaluate your situations, your circumstances, your relationships, your finance, your money, your discipline. You have to properly evaluate those things in order. Hello, Kenneth Davis. In order for you to figure out if you're going to win, you have to properly evaluate. I'm just running through my pillars. And then once you evaluate what they are and whether they're a benefit to you and whether they are a great benefit or not a benefit, then you have to execute, which means you have to do something with what you found. You can't just do something and then show it off. You have to do something with what it is. Hello, callers, that you have found. There are 21 of you in here. Like and share with someone. Get someone in here that you know needs to wake up and get this word and stop calling you with gossip every day. Stop calling you on Friday with the whole week of gossip that they've been through on Friday and then messing up your Saturday and Sunday. Hello, Tasha Tootie Jackson. Good morning. Make sure they get a winning word. They're going to wish they had gotten this one, because if they don't get it and you get it, then you know it was meant for them. Okay, I'm just kidding. So you have to evaluate what it is in your life you're dealing with and who you're dealing with and how you're dealing with it. And then you have to execute in life situations, okay? Once you execute what it is you're dealing with in life and do things properly and differently, then you can excel in living a winning anyway life. And that's where we are, talking about winning changes. So let's go. I want to give you one scripture this morning. You know, I don't do scriptures a lot on my coaching because, again, this is what you do after church and what do you do, extracurricular added to church. The scripture I want to give you is Psalm 66, verse 8. Okay? Psalm 66, verse 8. It says, "O bless our God, ye people, and make the voice of his praise to be heard," which means sometimes not enough to hear people gossip and complain. Thank you, Ashley. I see you. Psalm 66, verse 8. Make the voice of his praise to be heard, which means you are his voice. Here I come. Verse 9. Good morning, Mama Pat. God bless you. "Which holdeth our soul in life, and suffered not our feet to be moved." Verse 10 says, "For thou, O God, hast proved us," which means tested, tried, put us through. It says, "Thou hast tried us as silver is tried. Thou hast brought us into the net. Thou laid affliction upon our loins." Hello, Tawika Hood. Good morning. Upon our loins. Verse 12 says, "Thou hast caused men to ride over our heads. We went through the fire and through the water, but thou broughtest us out into a wealthy place." Man, the Message Bible reads it totally different. It's really good. I'm not going to read it, but it talks about, God, you made sure we were tested and proven for this time, and you let us go through. And you tested us to make sure that when we were blessed, that you had already done what it is, basically, you need to do to make sure that when you brought us out, we qualified, basically. That's not what message. It was just another version. It had been a New Testament, New English translation, something like that. You made sure we were ready for where you brought us into. I want to talk about winning changes, because once God does this in your life, this is where we are. We've been through a pandemic. We've been through a fire. We've been through a freeze. We've been through all this stuff. Once we've been through these things, we have to now prepare for winning changes. Are y'all ready? I hope y'all are ready this morning, because when you prepare for winning changes, you have to understand that at some point in time, there are things in your life that you're going to have to change. We're going, y'all. We're going. You're going to have to change. Most people, hey, deny, don't like change. Okay? Just actuality, in actuality. Most people don't like change. And most people don't respond to change very well. And sometimes it's our response that causes more problems than we had before. Oh, y'all getting that? Numbers are up 29. Listen, 29 of you on here, 18 have liked it. Either like it or love it when you hear what it is. Don't come through and not say anything or correspond or even say good morning and then not like or love the post or like or love the broadcast. And so just tap that like or love button or give me a hug. I'll take it, whatever you want to do. I want to make sure that I know that you're here and you've been here. Good morning, Alan Harris. So people who don't like change don't respond to it very well. Okay? And we don't respond to it very well. And so not responding sometimes will cause a bigger problem than we had before because we don't like change. And I have to really change your mindset this morning because you have to begin to adjust to change. And you have to begin to adjust to change well. Hello, Manny Saeed. Okay, here we go. I won't be long. It's going to be really real for you. I want you to listen while you're getting dressed or while you're getting your bath or brushing your teeth. Really pay attention because you've been passing some golden nuggets and making dumb mistakes. It doesn't make sense when you're getting the wisdom on Fridays. Even if you are getting the wisdom on accident listening while you're brushing your teeth, there are just some things you shouldn't end up doing because you've heard something more than once on every Friday morning for free. So if you make mistakes that cost you, it says you're not changing. Okay, let's go. Let me help y'all. Hey, Tracy Lewis Norman, good to see you. I'm gonna help some of you now. I'm ready to get into it. The reason why some people don't like change and don't respond to it well is because they're not orchestrating it and they can't dictate the end of the control factor. Some people, Geraldine, watch this. Some people only change enough. Mr. Ricks, some of y'all finna get upset with yourself this morning. Some of you guys, some people, let me say it like this. Some people only change enough to get away from a problem. Some people only change enough to get away from a problem. Okay. They don't change enough to fix the problem. They only change enough to get away from problems. Did I get it, Dolores? They only change enough to get away from the problem. They only change enough so that they aren't around the problem. They don't change enough to fix the problem. That's called us. Oh, my word. So if you change only enough to get away from the problem, then you yourself have not developed and grown. You've only avoided a problem that's going to happen. Geraldine said temporary. No, not temporary. I would use the word avoidance. Because, Geraldine, if you change enough to you only change enough to get away from a problem, it's not even temporary. It's not really even a change. It's really considered an adjustment. Because as soon as you are away from the problem or the problematic person, you go back to being who you were, which means you never changed or developed. So I would use adjustment instead of using the word change at all. Again, some people don't change enough to get away from the problem. They change enough just to get away from it. They don't change enough to fix the problem. You got it? I like that caller. She says, and then it becomes a reoccurring event. Right. If you don't change enough now, trust me, you will deal with it differently in your future. Good morning, Chris Wells. So we have to understand how God created us. He created us to learn. He created us to grow. He created us to win. He created us to learn. He created us to grow. He created us to win. He created us to learn. He created us to grow. He created us to win. Listen, your mind is like an equation, a chemistry equation. I want y'all to get this. As soon as you learn one thing, it sometimes has the power to change everything. In chemistry, if one thing changes, sometimes it changes the total outcome. And you have to believe that about yourself. Can I prove it? Okay. If I proved that the only reason why you've had multiple relationships is because you were dealing with a past pain. And in dealing with that past pain, you've held everyone in your future accountable for your past. So you've had good relationships. You've had good people. You've had people who were detailed, who paid attention to you. You've had people who loved you. You had people who cared about you. You had people who would go to the ends of the earth for you. You had people who would do anything for you at any time. You had people who would deal with your insecurity, who would deal with your deficiency, who would deal with your craziness, who would deal with your pain, who would deal with your unsettlement. You had people like that, but you got rid of them all because you found fault in them because you were only looking through the filter of your past pain. And now you have to start over because the people that you had, you no longer have, because you judge them looking through the false lens of your own falsehood of a past pain that you believe that somebody else imparted into you as they left your life. They left your life saying you are no good. Nobody will ever want you. You will always have this problem. You will always look like this. You will always be like this. And so now you have someone who's not telling you this, who's not pushing this on you, but because you're hearing what the past person said, you're expecting the present person to take the punches from the past situation. And so now you have no genuine relationships, no one that genuinely cares about you. Everyone who's in your life that cares about you per se are people you manipulated and you think you're getting something from, and actually they're getting something from you. So you're actually switching faults, but they really don't care. They really won't extend themselves unless you extend yourself. And if you don't extend yourself, then you don't get anything back. That's called bartering. That's not called love. That's not called care. It's not called concern. But the reality of it is we don't understand that because we've been so steeped in it that we have not changed the outcome. So therefore, we're no longer able to increase the income. We've not changed the outcome. The frustration, we've not been healed. The pain, we've not been healed. The past situations, we've not been healed. The past thoughts, we've not been healed. The past emotions, we've not been healed. So therefore, everything that comes into a dirty place. So it ends up being dirty as well. So there is no pure, heartfelt love, care, and consideration going out. The income has not changed, so the outcome has not changed. And the outcome has not changed, so the income has not changed. So where are you? You're in a place where you need to have winning changes in your life. That's where you are. Most people, I'm back, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all. Did I go hard? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to go that hard. I'm so sorry. Listen, most people seek to change their situation, thinking if they change it, if they change the situation and they change the circumstances, it will improve their life. When in reality, you should go ahead and improve your life so you can improve your situations. What do you mean? You're looking for situations to change before you do. You're looking for things to change before you do. When in reality, if you change, you're the common denominator in your own life. They automatically change. If you change, things automatically change. Okay, let me calm down. Most people see change as hurtful at times, but not changing hurts even more. Yeah, I'm helping. I'm not excited. I'm not jumping off the roof this morning. Not changing hurts even more. You got it? Because not changing doesn't allow you the opportunity to change the outcome of your own personal situation. Not changing only allows you to adjust what it is that you're dealing with. Until you're no longer around it, then it doesn't have any pull on your life. Okay, let's go forward. Change sometimes is messy. Do you agree? Do you agree that change sometimes can be messy? I'm helping Dolores Bell. Thank you. Want to make sure that's my whole goal. Do you agree that change sometimes is messy. Alan say very. Yeah, it can be very messy. Alan say he agrees. Manny Saeed says she agrees. Canvas Book of Sap say yes. Change can be messy. Got it, Tarika Hood. Vera Gordon, good morning. Mabel says yes. Andrea says I agree. Tawanda Carr says I agree. Change can be messy. Let me help you. It can be messy, but it's necessary. Messy, but necessary. Hope y'all are getting this. Messy, but necessary. I see you, Vera. So listen, you being born was painful for somebody. And for some of you, it was messy, but necessary. Come on. Messy, but necessary. You as a child learning how to eat. See, I teach so simple, people aren't attracted to this kind of teaching, but they keep making the same mistakes that are messy and that are not necessary. Ooh, here I come for Shay. Learning how to eat is messy, but necessary. When you were a kid, food be everywhere. Tomato sauce from spaghetti all over your mouth, on the floor. But you were learning how to eat. Learning how to eat is messy, but necessary. Got it? So sometimes things are hurtful, painful, but necessary. Watch this, watch this. Y'all ready? Learning how to walk is hurtful and painful, but necessary. Okay. It's so necessary that you kept hurting yourself to do it. Okay. It's so necessary you kept hurting yourself to do it. What do you mean? As a child, you would fall, but you would grab a table and you would pull up to keep learning to walk. I'm going somewhere. Hang on to this one, y'all. Hang on to this one. You would see everyone in the house walking except for you. And so you would pull up and continue knowing you were going to fall. You would pull up to what was hurtful and painful, but necessary. The reality of it is, you kept trying until falling was no longer the option. You kept trying to walk until falling was no longer the option. I hope y'all are with me right here. Hey, Nita Holloway, I'm right in the cusp of where I'm going. Because based on your mindset, based on your mind. Hello, Raquel. Y'all should have been here. Y'all should have been here. Listen. Learning to walk was hurtful and painful, but necessary. Listen, y'all. We're right in here now. Here we go. You kept falling because you kept falling until falling was no longer the option. You ready, Canvas? Here we go, Canvas. Based on your mindset. Some of you, this is prophetic from me and directly from the prophet's mindset that God gives. You ready? To this day, based on your mindset, some of you have never learned to walk. Some of you, in Michelle, some people have never learned to walk. Are y'all ready? I'm going. I need your response on this one. You're not ready, Mr. Ricks. Some of you have never learned to walk. Based on your mindset, the way you think. I've had opportunity to process the mindsets of the people around me. Dolores Bell, Based on your mindset, some of you have never learned to walk. Geraldine said, I got it. I don't know, Geraldine. Here we come, Aaron Fleeks. You just learned how not to fall. You never learned to walk. You just learned how not to fall. I gotta go. Oh God, this is so good. This is so good. This is so good. I gotta reset this music so I don't mess y'all up. You've not really learned how to function the proper way. Here I come. You just learned how not to fall. Now, if I was selling my coaching, this is where I would sell it right here. If I was selling, I know I said I was going to do all this stuff, but I just want to keep the one-on-ones. Those who are interested, you can inbox me. We'll work it out. I just, people call me and get help all day long. And I think some of y'all think it's smooth because you call and ask questions and you never send, you never reply in like kind of wisdom. You never say, how much is that per hour? You know what it is. You call and ask all the questions you want to ask, and you never reciprocate the process of what it is. So even though you ask the questions, you don't get the grace of the coach. Oh my God, got to keep going. Listen, hope y'all are ready. You ready, Andrea Thomas? Are you ready, Deja? She said, that's good. Deja, I have not begun yet. I have not begun yet. Are you ready? Based on your mindset, you've never learned to grow. Okay? You just learned how not to fall. I said, this is where I would sell. I would sell right here. The reason why living a winning anyway life is so hard for some of you. Are y'all ready? If you're ready, just type ready. I want to see if you're really ready. Because I'm gonna hit this and then I'm getting off. How about that? The reason why living a winning anyway life, living your life in a winning process is so hard for some of you. I know you heard the part, Sarah, of me saying that you never learn to walk. You just learn how not to fall, but it goes deeper than that. Okay, I see y'all already. I see Keena Davis. I see Tawika Hood. I see Canvas Booker Sap. I see Mama Pat. I see Brittany. I see Chris Blake. I see Tasha. Y'all ready? So y'all are ready. So here it is. The reason why it's so difficult, I hope y'all are okay. Hope y'all stable. Is because everything that you have done, I'll say most of the things that you have done have been done from a place and not to a place. That's worth the seed right there. If I was selling right there, you should have been getting your place. You should have been saying, hey, put me in. How much is it? If I was trying to sell winning anyway, this is where I would sell it. Everything you've done has been from a place, not to a place. What do you mean? I guess I'll explain a little bit. It means everything that you focused your life on has always been trying to get from something. You've really not focused on what it is you're trying to get to. I got it. Did I get it, Canvas? I know God gives me things for y'all. I know God gives me direct prophetic things for you, people who come for coaching on this line. I'm just saying that this is what it is. You've been trying to get from a place. Remember, I read the scripture, y'all. Let me give you scripture again. Psalms 66, verse 8. The Bible says, God blesses us. He holds us in place in verse 9. Verse 10, he's proved us. He's tried us. As silver we've been tried. Then he says, verse 11, he brought us into the net. So he positioned us, laid afflictions on our loins, made sure we're good, caused men to ride over our heads. That means he gave us what we need to put pressure, that we get resistance on our own selves and know who we are on the inside. We went through the fire. Remember, now he brings us in. He takes us through the fire and through the water. Then he brings us out into. He brings us in. He brings us through, he brings us out, and then into a wealthy place. There's no way to get to the wealthy place without coming from something, but a lot of you have been missing the factor of where you're going to. Everything you've done has been from a place. You bought a car to get from a place. You bought a house to get out of a place. You took a job to get from some people. You got married to a certain person to get away from certain kinds of people. Everything you have done has been from a place, and you still not been brought out into the wealthy place. You brought out, but you never went into what God has designed for you. I have this saying on my phone that says, take a vacation and make a vacation, but live a life you don't have to run away from. And a lot of you have done things from a place. You keep trying to do things to impress people from your past while ignoring the present people that are assigned to help you get to your future. Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to help you. This is so prophetic for so many people. And if you get it, you won't live your life looking back. You won't live your life. Watch this. Let me tell you how some of you feel. I hear a prophetic word right now from the Lord. I'm talking about right now. I hear it so clear. The Lord says, the reason why you have not been totally successful is because you've been waiting on the cheers of people who aren't going to give them to you. You've been waiting on people that didn't like you or don't like you or failed you or left you to clap for you, and they're not going to do it. So you live waiting on the approval of someone who's already left you and rejected you. Oh my God. And so then you start living your future trying to get with people or hang around people who only applaud you. And the only people who applaud you are people who are less than you. So you never get the applause from the people who are greater than you. So you miss being in the company of great people because they don't applaud you. They correct you. They instruct you. They stop you. Oh my God. Don't tear it up. Don't tear up the parking lot. No. I'm just trying to help some people understand why your life is outside of a winning anyway life. You tithe, you give, you sow, you do all these things, and then you live struggling. And God says the only reason why you live struggling is because you live looking for the approval from behind you, when the approval is in the faith of how you walk in front of you. I heard that one. I know who and what that one's for. It wasn't just one person. I know. Come on. If you stop living trying to fix up yesterday, then you can live in the faith of today and walk in the destiny of your future tomorrow. Stop living your yesterday. Stop having conversations about what was. Everything you've done has been from a place, not to a place. Most of you don't have a goal-setting list. You just have things you want to do. Goals have steps to them. Goals have understanding. Goals have wisdom. Then goals have mentors. Real goals have mentors. They have people and things that have already done what you're trying to do to make sure they get to the same place, to make sure that your winning place is really automatic, just based on time. You keep trying to impress people while you're ignoring the ones who are in your life right now. Here we come. I got to close. You've never, ever learned or understood the process of winning because you've never really focused forward. You've never flowed in grace. I'm coming. You've never flowed in grace. Grace runs down from in front of you. Grace is not behind you. Bless you. This the goal. I live for these right here. This is the goal. This is the goal. This is the goal. The goal is for you to understand grace is not behind you. Grace is not fixing what you messed up. Grace is overlooking what you messed up and blessing you anyway. Good. You never flowed in grace. Here's the rest of the answer. Because you never really trusted anyone else. The only way to have grace is you must trust someone outside yourself. Because most of you have been so hurt, so abused, and you built this. When I had braces they used to cut the inside of my lip. They said if you're consistent in if you're consistent in wearing them, if you're consistent in wearing them, if you're consistent in wearing them, your mouth will build up a resistance against them, so it will not be able to cut it eventually. It's like a mini temporary scar tissue, which means protection from it. If you really trust God, God will allow things to happen in your life, but he'll show you so much grace that the negativity won't even matter. The issue is you never trusted anyone else. You never trusted anyone else. So you keep surviving instead of thriving. You got it? Right, Raquel Callis. You keep surviving instead of thriving. It builds up that callus. But I don't want to focus on the mouth. I want to focus on the life. We build up this callus of people around us that keeps us from being sensitive to the next level of life. You never flowed in grace because you don't trust anyone outside of you. You keep looking over your shoulder when you should be enjoying the view that's ahead. You keep looking back to see if they're coming, if they're going to apologize. You keep looking to see if they're looking. Listen, let me calm your nerves. They're looking. They're paying attention. But you have to get to a place where you really don't care. You got to stop looking over your shoulder for people who left and look up at the view that's ahead. There are people at the finish line waving the flag saying congratulations. There are people with water. There are people with plaques. There are people with horns. There are people with flags to celebrate you ahead of you. And you're never getting to the finish line looking back. Every time you embrace change, you embrace the opportunity to evaluate, to execute, and excel in your winning life. I'm just trying to get you there. I declare and I decree that you will walk boldly and you discover what God really plans for your life. Not the plans you have, but the plans God has for you. I declare and decree that your future will be made known to you in the near future, that God would make your future known to you. So you want to keep looking back. I declare and decree that God's plans will be made clear to you. So you won't keep having to guess and make dumb mistakes in your wise days. I declare and decree that God's mysteries be revealed to you as you pay attention and value your life enough to value his word. I pray that the next changes in your life that you make will be from a place of to and not from. I pray the next thing that happens in your life, you can say, God, I'm doing this because I need to do this, and not that I need to get away from this, or I'm doing this because of, and then you name something behind you. Behind you is a very long way to go to plant roots behind you when you're going from something. It's time for the winning changes in your life. This is where I tell you and tell you, this is where you need a coach. You need people to make sure. A lot of times I think Minister Ricks knows it. She'll text me. She'll call me about something. I say, no. And she's accurate. She's accurate. She's accurate on what she's saying. It just has the wrong motive. The motive is because of something yesterday. And typically, I don't allow people to talk about yesterday's motive for tomorrow's answers. You can only use it to show a pattern, but you can't use it as a principle. Because if you do, then you're bound to keep repeating it, expecting a different result. So Lester Blunt, man, I'm talking about Trey. Tap in there. A lot of times people call me to talk. This is where you need a coach. I'm not saying you have to have one. It's where you need somebody to say, look, you can't deal with that. And you have to be mature enough. I'm watching people don't know how they do it. I don't know how you know better and don't do better. I'm not talking to you, Trey. I'm saying people. I'm watching people who are just not willing to change. And they'll do whatever it takes not to change. They will ignore you. I hear the Lord. He says it's okay. People who don't change don't get the grace. I got to go. Trey say, nah, you talking to me too. No, I wasn't talking directly to you. Listen, salvation, Trish, is about change. You got it? Most people receive Christ, but don't change. That's where the problem comes in, where people receive the potential for better, but don't walk in the potential for better. Christ has set you up that you will win in every area of your life. But we tend not to walk that walk. So when we don't walk that walk, we don't get that result. It's a wild moment tonight. We have to have change. Yes, it's messy. Yes, it's painful. Yes, it is heartache. But change is necessary. Hey, I'm Live Pastor Kyle. It's been an amazing morning. I hope this revelation was wonderful for you. It's Friday, so I'm excited about the day, preparing for Sabbath day tomorrow, then preparing for Sunday. I hope you will look at your life very carefully and decide who and what needs to really change. And if nothing around you changes, if you just change, then the whole equation changes. Got you, Trey. He says, so when those areas of doubt and feelings of hopelessness, the only reason why doubt comes is because we're trusting personally ourselves. The other reason why we feel hopeless is because we placed everything on ourselves. Whenever you just cast your care on him, he cares for you. Once you put yourself back on him, there is no way to be hopeless. And then that's because our faith is not intact. Thank you, Canvas Book of Sap. I see you. There's no way to be hopeless. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for. We have to get our faith back intact. This is where you do it. You have to be so willing. It's that part of not trusting anybody except yourself. When you don't trust anybody except yourself, then the problem is you run into the situation that you make so many mistakes yourself. It will cost you more than you're willing to pay financially and lifestyle. What do you mean? It will cost you more. It's like messing up your credit so bad. You have to pay somebody to fix your credit. Then you have to wait. Waiting is time. Time is money. Time is something you cannot get back. Money, you can get back. Time, you cannot get back. So you have to look at your life and find out, do I need to make the investment in myself to make sure I don't keep making the same mistakes? Now listen very carefully. I am supernaturally, gracefully, whatever you want to call it, prophetic. You cannot fake the funk around me too long. I'll let you fake the funk. It's not my option anymore. God told me to stop trying to make folk live better. Stop trying to make folks submit to your words that you're giving. Stop trying to make folks submit to your wisdom. I can see you going down the wrong street. That's not my call anymore. God loves you enough to give you your total free will. So do I. Because nobody picks up a pit bull that's biting and fighting other people. Nobody picks up a snake that's biting every person that's trying to save it from the axe that's up ahead. You look at it and say, I would pick it up, but picking it up damages me. Once you get wise, you just make sure you protect everybody who's behind you. Let it go on and be where it's going. A snake is going to be a snake. Life is going to be life. Those that are not going to submit, it's okay. The frustration of the blessing, the overflow of blessings that God's going to place on your life will be enough vindication for the rest of your life that you won't have to look back wondering if they know how blessed you are. Vindication is not your option anymore. Vengeance is mine, said the Lord. Let it go and stop living from and live to the destiny that God has for you. What's up, Quan? It's time for changes. It's time for them now. God bless. We'll see you soon. Hey, Sunday is Family and Friends Day. Invite somebody to church. Casual dress. Invite them to 5118 West Orem. It's going to be an amazing day. Just invite them to church. People don't come, they have never been invited. Just invite someone. I think they'll enjoy it. Bring the fire. Peace.